Hello guys, hello everyone. It's nice to meet you. I'm Dennis, I'm a blockchain analyst at Tangem. And I'd like to start with a few questions. So have any one of you ever used a cold wallet?
Yeah.
Quite a lot. That's good. That's a good security practice. I've seen a much worse audience that don't use. That's the first advice. If you own any significant amount of crypto, you should use one. And the second question, have any one of you ever heard about Tangem? That's quite a lot. That's quite a lot. For those of you who know about Tangem, I will dive a bit into our technology and present two new products. For those who haven't heard, you will hear about us for the first time, and I believe you will want our product very soon. Tangem was born in 2017, and back then we saw all the cold wallets that were on the market. It was pretty late for the cold wallet, for the new cold wallet to appear, but we thought that they are not really convenient. They're from geeks for geeks, and it's not really that simple. So we came up with this idea with a simple chip that can be used with NFC. It will generate the private key, and you can sign transactions with it. It will never leave the card. And even this first generation of product had our values, our goals in it, but this product had one flaw, very significant flaw, is in the part of reliability, because it's only one card, only one key. If you lose it or somehow break it, it's not easy, but still, you lose all your funds. So it was not good. It was not supposed to be to hold any significant amounts of crypto. It was good for giving some airdrops to the audience, like on the conferences, or maybe for users to buy crypto just at the gas station, and we had such a project. But it was not enough for the real cold wallet. It was much smaller product. But then, with while our expertise grow, and we integrated more blockchains for different products, for different collaborations with other companies, and we have come up with a new thing that solved our initial issue with our simpler product. I forgot to show you here. It's our older product. They were smaller, not like the card shape. This newer product, it's called Tangem Wallet. The one you see here is actually the second generation. And it's a fully grown crypto wallet called Crypto Wallet. It has multiple currencies, key derivation, swaps, on-ramps, all integrated into it. And the most importantly, we have fixed the thing with a single key. Now you have 2 or 3 cards with the same key, and it's still as secure, but now you have backups. I'll dive into all the things one by one. So first of all, the main appeal of Tangem cards, our Tangem wallet, is that it's much simpler than the wallets you know better about. It's just a card. You can easily carry it with you anywhere. There is no battery, no need to charge, no cables, no wonky Bluetooth connection or so. You just carry your card. When you need to sign your transaction, you tap it on the back of your phone or at the top, and it's very easy to use. Our onboarding is much easier. The biggest problem with other cold wallets is the seed phrase. It's not really an easy onboarding that you have to write down these 12 or even 24 words on a piece of paper. You need to get a pen, write them down, then confirm it. I myself, as a developer, I always hate, like, when I want to use some wallet just for some testing, to do some little stuff, and they force me to write it down or take a photo because you can take screenshot. No, it's not safe. But regular users usually still upload their seed phrase to the cloud or somewhere, so it's also not safe. And with our onboarding, you just tap your card, download an app, or the other way around, and you create backup cards. You copy this key to the other cards, set your access code, and you're ready to do all the stuff. It's like 3 minutes. I'd like to talk a bit about the security, the technology that we have. This chip that we use in our cards is highest rated secure element, and what's most important, it's the single element on the card. There are no other elements, no additional attack surface, only secure element and an antenna to make an NFC connection. No other chips. And unlike other cold wallets that either have non-secure elements on them or even don't have a secure element at all. As a card, it's very resilient to all the to the cold, to the irradiation, to all kinds of stuff. You can wash it in your jeans and nothing will happen with it. I guess no one of you have ever braked a credit card. And credit cards usually have some metal exposed, so that there is some potential corrosion can happen. All our components are tightly sealed between two layers of plastic. And that's about hardware security. There is also a very clever mechanism to verify the firmware that's on the card. Whenever you use our card, it undergoes the authentication, the verification of the firmware, and we are, if you're using our Tangem app, you're always sure that this is our card, that we have uploaded our firmware at the factory, and it's never been tampered with. But the key security feature that we have come up later is the intelligent backup mechanism. So the thing is that the key is still generated on the card, but then it's got encrypted with asymmetric cryptography and sent to other cards. And while it leaves the card, it's only in an encrypted way. No one can decrypt this key, because the decryption key that the card holds, it never leaves the card. So it's fully secured with Diffie-Hellman protocol. And a very nice way to copy your keys without the use of seed phrase. There is also one little thing with this mechanism, because if you ever lose an access code, you can reset it. Users usually forgot the passwords, but if you have two cards on hand, they have a mechanism to communicate and reset the password. So we allow for backup while not keeping any of your data. But there are also some other things, like we have our app, the firmware is closed source, but it's audited. Our app is actually open source. You can get it from GitHub. We have APKs for Android line there, so in case you worried that our app will evaporate from the stores, you can always download it. Only for Android, that's iOS thing. You cannot easily download it for iOS. But if something happens, I guess you can be sure that your funds are still safe. You will be able to find someone with Android or buy a cheap one yourself and still extract your funds. And as I've said before, we don't get any of your data. We don't get your addresses. We don't require a KYC. You just get it and use it like any regular crypto wallet. That concludes this part of my presentation about the wallet. This comparison shows how our wallet is better in every aspect. I guess I can see at least one downside. You cannot easily use it with a PC. But I guess that's not a problem. Everyone has their phones. Maybe in some corporate environment, but in a corporate environment you will have to worry about the seed phrase. And the seed phrase is actually not only inconvenient, but also unreliable and insecure. Because you write it down on a piece of paper, and everyone who gets a piece of paper can access your funds. And even worse, they can save it and monitor your wallet when you got most funds. They can withdraw it at any moment, and you will never know that they have your keys. And with us, it's protected by password. Your backups are the same cards, protected by password. And the piece of paper is not very reliable medium for a long storage of your secure, sensitive data. Maybe anyone has questions about our main product, about Tangem Wallet.
Thanks. Yeah, so I'm just a little bit unclear. If you are trying to back up your phrase, right? And you said that there's no way to decrypt it when it's being copied between cards. So then how exactly, how is it actually restored? I didn't quite get that. So it's generated on one card, you copy it to the other, and then, yeah. Thanks.
Let me dive a bit more into this process. So, first of all, it's done only once. After that, you cannot extract your keys. But the thing is that this key gets encrypted for that card you copy it into. It's then get decrypted inside the card, and it gets exactly the same private key as the first one. So it's the same technology behind it, the asymmetric encryption that is used in blockchain for all this asymmetric cryptography signatures or either encryption. Usually in blockchain it's mostly signatures, but encryption is the same side of the same technology.
So regarding the hardware wallets, the other cold wallets, there's a very distinctive feature of verifying what exactly is being signed by the users. So if I'm on a phone, I see that I'm spending 5 ADA to some address, and I actually want to verify that my hardware wallet is also signing the same information. That's one. It's a two distinctive things. One on the phone, one on the device. And the other thing is the existing cold wallets. What they do is we send the information inside the wallet, So the hardware wallet signs the information. For example, if I'm signing a transaction hash, maybe because it's a small device, then do you pass the transaction hash inside the device chip and sign it? Because I believe the device is very small and it does not have any memory. So where exactly the signing happens? Because the keys are inside the device.
Let's start with the second question. It's very easy. It happens on the card. This card can do elliptic signatures. With different protocols, there are enough memory and processing power to do that. The first question I like more. That's really important feature because with other protocols like Bluetooth or with USB, you cannot restrict access usually to the device. Multiple programs can can exchange data with it, and then it can be tampered. But when you use NFC with a phone, the app gets exclusive access to the NFC antenna, and that's how you are sure. If you are using original Tangem app, you are sure that it will sign the thing that it will show you. It's open source, you can verify it like that. If you use some third-party solutions, not to say I know about them, but you cannot be sure, you need to verify the source code. The main point of this problem is that when you use NFC protocol, it can be used only by one app, and it's a restriction on operating system level.
So as you know, all these protocols that you support update and progress over time. What's the easiest way to basically update your Tangem card to include new protocols that you guys add?
That's also a very good question, and it's a good thing and a bad thing. You cannot. The firmware is not upgradable. And the bad thing, if you want to add some new curve to sign with, like we recently did with Chia and BLS, you cannot add it to the older cards. You will have to buy a new one. But that eliminates the problem everyone had with Ledger, that they said that you cannot extract your private keys, but then you can. You can extract your seed phrase, and that's what protects the customers. Right now, firmware is mature, and it's audited. That's how you can trust. That's the point. It's by design.
So,
So I understand you only have a secure element on the chip because I'm understanding the other products, they have buttons and displays to support, you don't, so I understand why you don't need this. My question is, maybe you can talk a bit more about the seed phrase backup option. So we're interested how this works exactly, where do you see the seed phrase? Also would be interested in what you have as certification on the hardware side. You generate also the seed phrase. What level of entropy you have? What is the certification about? Do you have IS31 certification? And if it's possible to import an existing seed phrase you trust into the Tangem wallet?
Usually, and with our mindset, we generate this key. It's not even the key, it's the seed, not the seed phrase, the seed. We generate it with true random number generated. It's on the secure element. It takes some environment variables like temperature. I'm not sure, I'm not a specialist in this kind of thing, but it's true random number generated and it's certified. But and we haven't allowed for the use of seed phrase before. With the newer product, with the new cards, Tangem Wallet 2.0, we allow to use a seed phrase. We can generate it for you, and we allow to import it for the first time. When you initialize wallet, you can use it. I believe I don't know a lot about how it's generated. I believe it's generated by the app. When a seed phrase is generated, it's probably not the card, but I might be mistaken. Don't take my word too seriously in this regard. I guess we'll end with the questions. Okay,
Can I-
the last one.
Maybe you already touched on it and I didn't hear. So I was wondering, just in case someone gets hold of my card and sees me entering my account in public, because a lot of users are making careful about those things. Did you say like is there a pairing before using it before I can spend or anything that it's secure in that case, or can someone else then? Use my card?
Unfortunately not. If you lose your card and your access code, you lose your funds. Anyone can withdraw it with the access code and card. Okay. So I want to move on and present you our one of our newest products. That's actually live, and it has been with me on stage all this time. You can see this ring. It's our new product. It's called Tangem Ring, and it's the same card, the same functionality that you can find on our regular wallets. It comes with one ring, with two cards to have a backup. It's actually a bit. There are some problems with this form factor. One of them is that rings have sizes, unlike the cards. No, not every ring fits everyone. I'd like to ask my colleague to give you away this ring. While she's doing that, let's maybe talk a bit about wearables and the ring. Do you think it can be something new? Do you envision that it will can have some applications outside maybe regular crypto storage, maybe something else?
I think it's very similar to the what do you call the device that you use for signing. That's something that can be used to authenticate yourself on different sites also, not just doing crypto signatures.
Like USB token, like YubiKey, yeah.
The YubiKey does not sign information inside the device, but this is able to sign. So
We have actually, at some point, with our cards, we tried using it as this kind of device. I'm not sure where it went, but that's a good idea. Maybe anyone has other ideas?
I'm not sure how, but medical records could be stored.
Medical records is a good idea. I guess it's kind of a part of a bigger thing called SSI. It's a self-sovereign identity, where you, when you manage your identity, when you keep your documents on you, and you can sign it and verify that you are the holder. That's very interesting. I've been diving a lot into this thing, but it's a bit early stage, not enough traction, I guess. But I guess that's the future, and with our cards, probably it will be much easier to give these documents to people in poor countries that don't have enough money for a phone. The cards are way cheaper and can be given away. In the bulk, they will be quite cheap. Okay, maybe you have ideas for some other form factor that our wallet can come in?
Fake teeth.
What? Chip in the hand?
Yeah.
Okay.
What I'm concerned is this ring is if I wear and maybe somebody know about rings, maybe people think, oh, I have some amount and maybe somebody trying to kill me, right? That's a better idea is just making a small tip and they put it inside our hand or somewhere in the body, can protect all the money and ourselves.
I guess that's the point. It's actually not the first time I hear it, but I guess there are other sides for it. You can, if you're paranoid that you will be checking, oh, have I lost my card? You will never lose your ring. At least you will easily see it every time you drop your eyes down. Yeah. So the one problem. Okay. The one problem I had talked about, not every ring fits everyone. You all got your rings, they are random size. If it doesn't fit you, there are probably other people with other rings that don't fit them as well. You can exchange, good networking. You can probably open it and try it. There is a second problem with the ring form factor I haven't mentioned yet. The antenna is smaller and it's not as easily read as a card. That depends on your phone, and the power of the antenna varies quite a lot, and you may encounter some problems while trying to read it. But once you get the sweet spot where you should place it, it will be easy to read it after that. On the iPhone, the antenna is actually located in the top bezel, and you should find it right near the top. In Android, it's usually somewhere in the middle of the phone, maybe a bit lower, a bit higher. You can check it out, try it out, and see if it works for you. If anyone needs help, we can help you. It's probably better to download the app first, because it uses a different mechanism when it's tapped without the app. It's a regular NFC tag that gets read. It's a bit different.
I believe Mike, I just want to ask you, what if the ring gets stuck in the hair? Would you be able to use soap, water, lotion to take it on?
Yeah, it's full enclosed. It doesn't. It's not afraid of water. It's not a problem.
Yeah. A bit smaller, maybe.
I see you're already exchanging your rings.
Can we integrate it?
Wherever I do. How much money is on there?
Integrate each other.
Can we work?
Let's hello.
One thing. The ring will probably won't probably work with your finger in. Your finger is protecting it from electromagnetic waves. It probably doesn't work. But with the powerful enough transmitter, it works with the ring. And maybe if we integrate it with our next product I want to show you, it will work very good with on your finger, because the regular POS terminals you pay the card with have much more powerful transmitter. I guess you might have noticed it. You don't have to put your phone, when you pay with the phone, you don't have to put it like really close. It can work from 5 centimeters away. And that brings us to our next topic. When I show our cards to the people I meet, I quite often get the question, can I pay with it in the shop? And I always answer, no, it's a different thing, you cannot. But that's about to change. We are presenting our Tangem Pay solution. have been certified by Visa for our first self-custodial wallet with the regular banking system integrated in it. It combines the advantages of the crypto and the banking. So you can own your funds. You don't have to rely. No one will be able to block your funds. No one will be able to just take all your money because they're bankrupt. But you can still pay all over the world just as easily. The main idea is that the transaction originates on your card, then goes through all the Visa infrastructure, through all the banks, then it gets back to us. We get the access code, the special access code, and then push it in the smart contract. There is a reason why no one had done it before, because it's actually not easy. Banking processes are not easily aligned with the cryptocurrencies. You can just do a crypto transaction over the terminal. They are not designed for that. And even if you want to send some arbitrary data, there are quite a few space. And the payment window is very small. There are a lot of problems that we solve with payment account smart contract. So the main idea is that there is a way to push some authorization data through the Visa system, with which you can validate that you are holding the card when you pay. But not all transactions are terminal transactions. You can buy things on the internet. And even with the terminal transactions, there is not enough space to validate the amount you spend. And that's how we protect the user. We have implemented time-based spend limits. So the processor will have to be able to charge your card. But you select your allowance, you allow the processor to spend different amounts, one with authorization, and other much smaller for internet transaction and all that stuff without an authorization. And that's how we protect the user. But this contract also allows us to protect the processing party because the time window is so small. There is actually almost no way to get the final transaction on blockchain. Even if it gets to the block, it can be reverted. The blocks get reorged, and there are problems with it. That's why we have also implemented delayed withdrawals. So if you are a user, you can interact with your smart contract by yourself, wait 5 minutes or 10, that depends on the blockchain you want to get the finality on. And then you withdraw your funds only by yourself. But that still allows us to fulfill the Visa transaction is in that short time frame that they need. So with all these things, I guess you see why the Tangem is actually a revolution in crypto world. And I believe some of you would like to buy one. If you have any questions about the last topics or in general, I'll be glad to answer them.
Maybe just one simple question on the ring. because we just experimented with this. Can this be used as a third backup for the cards, or this is completely separate connected?
The ring is the same as the card. It's basically the same chip, just in the ring form factor. The antenna is a bit different, so there are tougher to find some sweet spot to use it with your phone. But the thing is that there is no card and backup cards. They are all the same. They all hold the same key. They all have the password. They all can be used to reset the password. Actually, I remembered about resetting the password, and with the newer wallet we have an option which was requested to disable this password resetting. If you're sure, or if you want to keep two cards together, it's also possible to disable this feature.
Any chance this chip on Tangem cards is the same as the one that's used by Visa and Master for doing the tap and pay transactions? It does a similar job, or?
No, actually, it's a different chip. I'm not an expert on chips, but it's some Samsung chip secure that has enough capabilities to do this stuff. I believe Visa cards have a much simpler inside. They are cheaper, and they wouldn't be able to make crypto transactions. Anyone else?
Thank you. If Tangem were to go out of business, what risks do I face as a user?
Thank you for the question. I have covered it a bit. Like, we have an open source app. More so, we have open source SDK. How to communicate with the card is known. You can always use SDK and build something yourself. It's not easy, but we have an app that you can compile yourself, which may be not very easy, but still. The only thing, and we have APKs already compiled, line for them there for the Android. But the only thing that you can face, the problem you can face is that we use some APIs. That we try to rely on public APIs that are well renowned, but in some cases there are not a lot of, and probably if we go out of business, our API keys will die out, and you will need to provide your own URL and compile it for it to work. So it basically everything is there aside from API keys. Our verification servers will stop working. You will get a notification that we cannot verify your firmware, but it will operate just fine.
So I've connected to the app, pretty cool. But I see, well, really two questions. For Cardano, are you able to do staking on the app? I don't see staking. And also, are we limited to like a single address, or can we derive multiple addresses from the seed? That's
Unfortunately, not very convenient questions for us. we don't have staking yet, but you can do staking for some protocols that usually EVM, that with Wallet Connect, you can connect to any app and do anything you want. Right now, we're working on integrating staking. We will probably start from different cryptocurrencies other than Cardano, but eventually it will be an option right inside our app.
And we'll need to get new rings for that, or it'll be on the software side?
It's only a software side.
Okay.
The only thing that might need some updates on the firmware with that we cannot do is like new blockchains that require some feature, or maybe some newer features like this disabling of the password reset with two cards. So these features are on the app side, and no problem with it.
Do these have BLS on them already, or no? Is it just?
Yes, newer cards have DLS. Those cards you have also BLS. Those cards you have should also have BLS. Actually, that was a fun thing, that the older cards don't have BLS support at all, but some newer versions have the support for it, but the keys weren't generated. It was not, it hasn't gone through the quality control back then, and the keys for BLS haven't been generated. And there are some users that have cards with BLS capabilities that need to regenerate it. They need to move their funds and make the keys from the scratch.
And we can reset it, right? You can reset the keys?
Yeah, you can always reset, pair it in a different configuration, like you don't need the third one. You can like reset them all, put some gift amount of money, give it to someone, and pair your other two cards and live with two cards. Okay, I guess my time.
This last question.
Last question, okay.
Can it only hold crypto, or can we also use for fiat currency?
No, you cannot use this for fiat currency, only for stable coins, of course. Last call.
Really last. Yes.
Did he say one address? Is that what he said?
Yeah. Yeah. For now, at least.
Last question, I just initialized this, but I don't see the way to export the seed phrase. So you said there's also this backup option. I can only back up to other Tangem cards.
Actually, I should have mentioned it. This is the older version of Tangem Wallet. You may see they are looking different, these cards. They don't have the option to import or create seed phrase yet. That's the part of this production sample for the rings. It's designed to pair with the first version of the wallet. I'd like to thank you all again. You are a great audience. It was nice to be here for you. Thank you. Bye.
Too big. Yeah.
Too big as well?
Do you have too big?
This is too small.
How I did.
Is that too small?
I have a
very,
very
too
full
big?
one. This one is
Oh no.
no.